This is what my cornrows look like after keeping them in for 4 weeks only. My hair usually looks like this after 6, maybe even 7 weeks, but usually 5 to 6 weeks. So this tells me that my hair is definitely growing faster, and this is part of my hair growth routine. So I'm going to show you how to safely take down your cornrows while avoiding any breakage or any damage. So I'm starting by spraying my hair down with water, and I like to use my infinity spray bottle because it's a very fine mist and it doesn't spray out that much water. Then I'm following up with my Redken All Soft Conditioner. I like this because it's super moisturizing and it is also very hydrating, but it absorbs into the hair so easily. In the front there, you can see my hair is not like damp, but in the back, as soon as I put it in, it instantly absorbs into my hair shaft, and you see once I work it in the front, as soon as I rub it down into the braid, it easily gets nicely absorbed. And because I'll be washing my hair after this, I don't mind using a rinse out conditioner. You can also use any kind of detangler like the African Pride one or any other detangler that gives your hair a lot of slip. So starting to take the hair out, we are starting right from the bottom of the braid, and as you can see, I'm not using a comb, I'm not using anything, I'm just using fingers, and I'm using my nails a little bit on the ends just because the braid is kind of small. But as it goes on, you see that sometimes I pull the hair gently to see if the braid will unravel itself. If it does not go high enough, I will not pull harder, I will not get a comb, I will just continue unraveling with my hands. There's actually no combs using this process, and this is the way that you can retain the most length. The issue with a lot of people when they do protective styles like this, I hear people saying things like, it breaks my hair, I end up with more damaged hair than before. But there's certain things that you need to do during the takedown process and during the braiding process. If your braids are done too tight, then of course there's nothing you can do about that. But if your braids were done perfectly, the damage comes later on. So here, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your hair is not very dry. So even if you weren't moisturizing your hair while it was in the braids before, your hair is super dry, at least do it now. You don't want your hair to be dripping wet. As you can see, my hair is not wet. It just feels moisturized and damp. And I am sitting with a fan in front of me because it's hot, so you will see me go ahead and spray a little bit of extra water. But you don't want your hair to be wet, because if it is wet right now, it's already in a fragile state. It is much more easier for you to get even more breakage and unnecessary shedding. So now, as you can see, I've reached the front of my braid, and there's actually a little bit of buildup there because I did wear a wig and I used some got2b glue to lay down my edges. And as you can see, I'm just squeezing the water into that shaft until I feel it completely soften up, and then I just easily take it out. I don't try and use a comb, I don't get violent. I'm just extremely gentle. If it feels a little hard, I wait a little bit more just so that the water can absorb into the hair shaft. And got2b glue and a lot of gels are either oil or water soluble. So all you need to do is add a little bit of oil or add a little bit of water. As you can see, the one I use is water based, so I just put a little bit of oil and it easily just disintegrates, and I can easily pull the hair apart, and I'm not losing any unnecessary hair, especially at the hairline. So now once this is done, I spray a little bit of water again because like I said, there is a fan and my hair is getting dry. And as you can see, again, I'm working that water into my hair, and it's just making my hair damp. It's not making it dripping wet. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm now going to finger detangle roughly just to pull out any excess, any shed hairs, because remember that your hair always sheds every single day. You don't have to comb it. Your hair sheds anywhere from 50 to even 150 or 200 hairs every single day. So the hair I'm expecting to shed is a month's worth of hair shed. So this is the amount of hair that I shed from this single braid. And in my opinion, that was a very good amount, especially for me. I think I usually shed way more than that. So once the hair is done, once I'm done getting out all the shed hairs, I just roughly twist that little section away just so that it doesn't mix with the other hair or disturb me. Another thing with taking the shed hairs out, why it's extremely important, is that if you go into the shower or later on in the detangling process, if you start to detangle your hair and there's a bunch of shed hairs sitting in there, it's going to tangle your hair extremely badly. So if you want, you can actually detangle your hair with whatever detangler you're using at this stage before you get into the shower, but I'm on a mission to reduce the amount of combs and brushes I'm using, so I'm just finger detangling this time, and I must say, before the video is even over, it turned out amazing. It actually felt like I detangled it with a comb. I just used my fingers, pulled out any shed hairs, and we were good to go. Another thing you can do to make sure that you maximize your hair growth and reduce the amount of breakage and shedding is to ensure that the entire time your hair is in braids, you're moisturizing it, you're washing your hair. So as you can see, apart from the glue like build up bit in the front of my hair, the rest of my hair doesn't look dirty. There's no build up. My scalp doesn't look dirty because I actually had washed my hair maybe 4 days before this. So even when my hair is in cornrows, I still keep my regular wash day routine. So I was still washing my hair every single week. So my hair, my scalp was basically clean. If you don't wash your hair the entire time, you will have more buildup in the front and it will be harder to dissolve it even with water or oil. Right now, what you can see me doing is just separating my hair into two sections because when I wash my hair, I wash it in 4 sections, and so I was just sectioning that off in advance. So when I'm in the shower, it's easier. So you can see the little buildup I was talking about there. It would be 10 times worse if you weren't washing your hair. Even if you weren't using any glues, oils can build up. That was the entire shedding from my entire wash day, and it turned out really good. This was what my hair looked like afterwards. I was in love. Hit my face on the side of the screen to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.